guys, Lawrence Burchett with Reality's Edge. Last week I said that we were going to take a break from the Bigfoot series. As much as I'd like to continue to stay talking about Bigfoot, I think that I really need to get this off my chest. It's something that we need to speak about. It has to do with what's going on in the world. Uh, and today, specifically, we're going to talk about brinkmanship and scarcity. Not because I'm any kind of expert on either one of them, because I'm not, but I do feel as though they are tied hand in hand. So, first, I'm going to start by giving you the definition of brinkmanship. Brinkmanship is the art or practice of pushing a dangerous situation to the limit of safety to force a desired outcome. Now, where have we seen that before? We have seen that during the Cold War with the United States and Russia. We have also seen it with like North Korea, and we've seen it with Russia again, even in recent years. And a lot of times now we use economic sanctions. And in doing so, we're creating scarcity for the other party involved. Um, as far as the scarcity, we're really starting to see a lot of, in certain parts of the country, it's getting hard to get certain items, or even in restaurants and what have you, you're getting, where items are just not available that they've always had and normally carried. To me, that's what I would consider scarcity. And they said in the beginning it was because of the pandemic. We seen it in 2020, and they said that a lot of stuff wasn't getting to the stores because of the pandemic, and they probably were right. But now we're starting to see certain grocery items that are not making it to the stores. A good friend of mine that lives in Alabama, he's told me about the stores, like the Walmart grocery stores and the different grocery stores down there. A lot of things that even during the pandemic they still had, they're not having available readily. And we even see it here where I live. Now, that's going to be a topic we're going to actually hit on a little bit later. Now, what I would like to talk about right now is the situation going on with Russia and the Ukraine. For quite some time, we have seen President Vladimir Putin of Russia posture and move troops around and, basically put them on the edge of places such as, well, we've seen it with Crimea when the Russian troops moved into Crimea several years back or some years back. And now we witnessed it here with the Ukraine, and now we've seen him move in. He's went from being on the brink to just straight moving in. Now, my question is, why is he doing this? Does it have to do with resources? Some say yes. Does it have to do with just trying to put back the former Soviet bloc back to where, it used to be? Some say yes. And all signs point to both of those. For quite some time, we've heard even our own government here in the United States, talk about different things such as Russia united, or not united, but Russia moving into the Ukraine and Russia taking over different places. Not so much our government, but different people in the United States, especially like certain radio hosts and what have you. And we have just kind of sat back and let it happen as far as the United States government. Now, I am not technically anti-government. I am limited government. That's what I believe in. But that's neither here nor there. That is my politics, and I'm not going to bring politics into it. but it sure does seem like the the NATO countries and the United Nations, they talk a big talk, but when it comes down to it, where are they? Including our own nation. If it's something that doesn't necessarily fit their narrative, they just kind of piss it away. So I sit here and I look at this, and God bless the Ukrainians. The people of the Ukraine, I stand with them. They are standing and fighting, and they need all of our love, support, and prayers that we can give them. Now, what I would like to also talk about, though, is how, if since this whole thing started, they have the Russian ruble has been basically annihilated. It is not worth it's not worth a hill of beans. And a lot of that has to do, actually most of it has to do with economic sanctions placed on Russia since, which, once again, gives them a sense of scarcity there as well. Also, we've seen some ramifications here in the States as well due to this. I mean, look at our gas prices going up, which fuel prices going up means goods prices goes up, and it's a never ending just shit cycle. My question now is this intentional? Is this being done intentionally by governments around the world, whether you think it's New World Order, Illuminati, or a shadow government, whatever you want to call it? Is this intentional? Is this being done to divide the people in each country, especially the countries that still stand against tyranny? The United States, they've been dividing us for years. Is this their plan to bring us all to our knees, whether it be by dividing us as a people, whether it be by making us have to beg for resources and beg for groceries and beg for the things that we need, because it's going to get to a point where we can't afford it, or it's just not going to be there. It sure seems suspect to me. It really does seem suspect to me. It seems strange that at the moment that all of this stuff starts, as far as unrest, politically unrest between nations, you have one dictator trying to move into another damn country. That's when everything just goes to hell everywhere. And here we are just kind of watching and not doing nothing other than just talking. And then you see, we're also seeing the same thing with China making its moves towards around Taiwan, because they think that Taiwan is theirs. There's some more brinkmanship. They're posturing around, flying over, posting their navy close to Taiwan. And, how long is that going to be before they move in there? And then also, the next one to look at is, how long is it going to be before Iran moves against Israel? What are we going to do then? I mean, we already know we're not going to probably do anything about China moving on Taiwan, because, well, I'm just going to leave it there. We know why, and it's just not going to happen. We're going to let China do what they're going to do. But are we going to let Iran move against Israel? We're supposed to be there to help Israel. And they'll fight like the devil for themselves. And they can do a pretty good job of it. Are we going to sit back and watch Taiwan fall to China? Probably so. Are we going to sit back and watch Israel fall to Iran? God, I hope not, because that's going to turn really ugly really quick. Are we going to sit and watch North Korea eventually do the same thing with South Korea? You know, I hope not. But what I'm seeing right now, all signs point to yes, we will. And I know I've said before that I didn't want to be political. I didn't want to talk no politics. I'm really not. I'm talking our place in the fucking world. Literally our place in the world. As an American, I have enjoyed liberties that a lot of the other people in a lot of these other countries haven't. But I've also noticed that at every turn, it seems like there is somebody, whether it be, you know, a shadow government or whoever, that's trying to whittle those liberties down, take them away from me. And honestly, I don't know what to do. You know, I cannot do this. One person cannot stand against a shadow government or a tyrannical government or a corrupt government. One person can't. But by God, let's look at the Ukrainians. They're standing against a tyrant. Maybe we could all take, you know, maybe we could all take lessons from that. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. As far as the scarcity side of this, I predict that the longer that we go on with this Russia-Ukraine thing, and the more emboldened China gets, and the more emboldened some of these other guys, some of these other actors get on the world stage, that we are going to see more and more scarcity in our own grocery stores in our communities. I predict that, I don't know when it's going to happen, and I hope I'm wrong. I might very well be wrong, but I predict that it's going to get a lot worse here in the States, and for our brothers and sisters across the oceans and across the borders. You know, my heart is with you guys, and just hold on, guys, because I got a feeling it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Oh, I wanted to bring up also, you know, look at what has went on in the last few months up in Canada with Trudeau and the way he's treated his own people. You know, and we seen the Canadian truckers. We seen what they did. And let me tell you, Canadians are just nice people. Good Canadian kids are hard. I mean, their hearts are just way too big. They're way too nice of people. And they finally had enough. But then look at what Trudeau did. You know, he played like a coward. Now, who is he answering to? You know, I don't think that he is doing this all on his own. I think he is answering to somebody bigger, just like I think that our president here in the United States is answering to somebody bigger. Just like I'm not 100% sure what Xi Jinping in China is not answering to somebody bigger. Same thing in Iran, same thing in North Korea. Well, I don't know. That guy's kind of a nut, so it's hard to tell with him. But same thing with, you know, just about every actor on the world stage. Who's actually pulling the strings? And is it the same person pulling all the same strings? You know, is this a globalist? You know, they do exist. We know they exist. We know that they exist. And the only way that they can really have what they want, have this globalist regime, we spoke about it a few weeks back with the Georgia Guidestones when we did that video. The only way that they can really, you know, get what they want is to create unrest worldwide. Break us down worldwide and turn us into just a bunch of bumbling, fighting amongst each other idiots. And we're not. People, we are the many. And the needs needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. We are more than them. Yeah, they may have the weapons, but we are the many, and we can change this if we so desire. Do I know how? No, but let's have this discussion. So we'll wrap it up for today, guys. If you liked the video today, give us a thumbs up. If you are a new listener, hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell icon to get notifications. Send me some comments. Tell me what you think. This is just me thinking out loud today. I didn't write anything other than just the definition of brinkmanship, because this was something that I just needed to talk. And I hope that you guys will enter into the discussion with me. Share this video with whomever you think might like it, But either way, guys, we are the many. And we have to love each other. We have to know, yes, we can maintain our sovereignty. I'm an American. But that doesn't mean I'm any better than a Canadian. That doesn't mean that I'm any better than somebody from the UK or somebody from the Ukraine. Once again, God bless the Ukrainians. But we can maintain our sovereignty, but still know we can be one people and still maintain our sovereignty. Either way, love yourselves, love each other. Peace out.